bad things well said.
Okay. Wednesday, October 15th. Welcome back to Bad Things Well Said Icelandic Newsroom.
And if you, our dedicated listener, have been wading through the same sources we have, you'll know today isn't just another Wednesday. It feels more like a reckoning.
A reckoning is a good word for it. It's this chilling confirmation, really, that in Iceland, sometimes winning the argument means absolutely nothing. Zero. Zilch. Especially if you lose the consequence war.
Precisely. We're looking back at yesterday's headlines, tracking this, slow-motion implosion of optimism. The articles you sent just hammer it home. We seem to operate in a land remarkably free of material accountability.
Yeah, seriously. What do we got lined up? Well, there's the official total annihilation of our stolen summer, defeated by a northern counter coup, no less. Sounds dramatic.
It is dramatic, weather-wise. Then there's this masterpiece of judicial theater. The Supreme Court hands borrowers a complete victory, Fullna Arsigur Feriolantica,
which magically results in precisely zero financial compensation. How do they even do that? It's like a masterclass in moral hazard.
Oh, it gets better. The British media, bless their cotton socks, have decided Iceland's tourism bubble has burst. Ignoring those pesky little things called facts, data, details.
Minor inconveniences, really. We'll also touch on the slow burn tech apocalypse as Iceland collectively ignores the death rattle of Windows 10.
And my personal favorite? The small town that looked a gift horse worth $250 million króna in the mouth and told it to, buzz off.
Right. Love that one. Okay, let's unpack this glorious mess.
Let's start with a headliner that never fails.
Yeah.
The weather. That atmospheric emperor, the high-pressure system parked over the UK that gifted us that, frankly, fraudulent summer.
The Great Divide summer. I felt unnatural, almost. Illicit.
Exactly. Well, the emperor has been deposed. Officially. Today. It's over.
Yeah.
Kaput.
The Great Betrayal. So the Western Rebellion has arrived. Winds swung around to the west.
Sharp westerly. We're talking a brisk 8 to 15 meters per second. And it's bringing that, authentic October chill we'd almost forgotten.
Temperature's already down. What are we looking at? 6 to 13 degrees Celsius? That's a shock to the system.
It is. And Reykjavik is getting the immediate prize. Persistent drizzle. Dalitolveda. You can practically hear the clouds smirking.
Lovely. But it gets worse, right? Thursday, Friday?
Just a fragile truce. The cooling trend continues, down towards 3 degrees Celsius eventually. And here's the kicker. The north actually gets a brief respite. Viale Ledskiel, widely clear skies.
A beautiful, crisp lie, setting them up for the fall.
Precisely, because the weekend brings the northern counter coup, the real deal. The Norra Leg, that biting northeasterly wind, is making its grand return.
Oh, great. Back to basics.
Back to brutal basics. By Sunday, the Eastport, the poor souls who clung to warmth the longest, they'll be now light frostmarky, near freezing.
And snow next week. Sleet.
Sleet and snow on the menu for next week. The debt for that stolen warmth is being called in, with hefty interest.
So the takeaway for anyone listening, especially travelers, stop pretending. Summer's over. Get real.
Absolutely. Time to consult the Holy Trinity daily. Vitterer.is, Ferdin.is, It's not optional. It's like basic survival doctrine now. Forget nostalgia. Think snow tires.
Okay, moving from atmospheric chaos to meticulously crafted legal chaos. The Supreme Court. Íslandsbanki. Saspo, their variable interest rates. This is chef's kiss cynicism.
It really is something, isn't it? So the background. Borrowers challenge the bank's right to fiddle with interest rates based on, let's be honest, fuzzy logic. Things like the bank's own operating costs, whatever that means.
Right, totally subjective stuff. And the court, they actually agreed. They said those terms were invalid.
They did, because they weren't clear, objective, accessible, and verifiable. A direct quote. Sounds like a huge win, right?
Yeah.
They nailed the bank on using illegal terms.
Yeah. Principle established. Brecky Carlson from the Consumers Association hailed it as a complete victory for borrowers. So, payout time.
Well, this is where the magic happens. The court immediately followed up by acquitting the bank of all claims for retroactive financial compensation. Signator of Udurum Krifum.
Wait, what? Hold on. Complete victory, but zero money back. How is that even legally possible? That's not a victory, that's a participation trophy.
It's the absolute definition of a Pyrrhic victory. You won the moral argument.
Yeah.
You get slightly clearer contracts, maybe, possibly, in the future. But Íslandsbanki, they keep all the cash they made using those illegal, opaque terms. genius, isn't it?
It's breathtakingly cynical. That MP Astilder Loa Sorsdottir Schnelde Olaglier Skillmaler on Sleppa via Aflingar. Illegal terms, but zero consequences.
And what message does that send? It's basically a green light for the entire financial sector, isn't it? Go on, push the boundaries, be obscure. The worst that can happen is you have to rewrite a document later.
The penalty is administrative paperwork, not actually paying back the money you took improperly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The cost of doing business illegally turns out to be cheaper than the potential profit. It just shreds any public trust and enforcement. You know?
Speaking of shredding trust and holding things hostage, the air traffic controllers strike. 5th, they're back, starting Sunday.
Oh yes, 5 nicely coordinated work stoppages. Kicking off Sunday night, 10 p.m. Targeting the approach areas for both Kyiv and RVK, Keflavik and Reykjavik airports.
The choke points.
The absolute choke points. And they got 97% approval from their members. This isn't really negotiation anymore, is it? It feels more like a highly effective annual theatrical performance. Press the big red button, get what you want.
They know the playbook. Weaponize Iceland's single point of failure, Keflavik, to get the Lonoli in the wage deal thereafter. Why bother with months of talks when a few hours of targeted chaos works every time?
It just reinforces the tactic for next year's performance. Meanwhile, let's hop over to the global stage, where reality is, shall we say, flexible, particularly in the British media.
Ah, the Telegraph. What fresh hell have they cooked up now?
Apparently, according to them, Iceland's tourism bubble finally burst. It's definitive. Over. Done. Kaput.
Oh, finally. I was wondering when it would burst this time. What's their evidence? Did they, see fewer puffin keychains for sale?
Their logic seems to be, play air collapsed, therefore the entire sector failed. They threw in a claim of a 6% decline in visitors and muttered something about falling UK-US demand.
A 6% decline based on feelings, because the actual data you dug up shows.
A 2.2% increase in visitors for 2024 so far. Strong numbers from the UK and US markets. And recent months showing serious growth, like, what was it, over 10% year-on-year in August?
Right, 10.61% in August. So their entire premise is just fabricated.
It looks like pure Schadenfreude journalism. They want Iceland to be over, so they just declare it so. Facts be damned. As the local media quite rightly put it, Verdast hafa Ísland I halanum. They seem to have Iceland on the brain. Obsessed.
Maybe they're just mad their favorite hipster destination got too popular. Okay, from media fiction to diplomatic fiction. President Halla Thomasdottir meeting Xi Jinping.
Ah, yes, the classic diplomatic two-step. A masterclass in crafting parallel realities.
So, the Icelandic version, courtesy of Minister Horbjörg Sigríður Gunnlaugsdóttir, is that our president was very clear, Jögskir, about all the tough stuff. Human rights, Ukraine, two-state solution. Standing firm.
That's the official story for home consumption. Principled Iceland speaks truth to power. Very clear. Jögskir.
But the Chinese state media readout.
Pure harmony. Sunshine and roses.
Yeah.
Focus on cooperation, trade deals, mutual respect. President Thomasdottir apparently praised China's leadership in addressing global challenges. Zero mention of any awkward topics like, human rights or invasions.
So completely different meanings happen, depending on which press release you read.
Exactly. Each side gets the narrative that plays best domestically. Iceland feels virtuous. China confirms its global leadership status. Reality, optional.
This sort of convenient reality bending seems to be catching. Our Prime Minister, Christian Frostadottir, got some defense assurances from Trump.
Yep, apparently some informal, off-the-cuff chats during NATO and UN gatherings. Trump supposedly gave his word, personally.
Right, and the opposition's response. Sigmundur Davíð Gunnlaugsson Rísmansi Sursmans Desiri.
His immediate reaction was pure sarcasm. Said she should try harder, maybe invite Trump for a round of golf, implying, that major international defense commitments now hinge on personal chemistry and fairway chats.
It perfectly captures the absurdity, doesn't it? Trading actual policy for a casual promise from Trump. It's the definition of a soft commitment. Scary, actually.
Okay, let's bring it back home to the truly Icelandic condition, where you get these flashes of incredible competence right next to baffling inertia.
Yeah.
First up, the great grant rejection.
Oh, this is brilliant. The municipality of... Let me try this. Tjörnesjöta Popper.
Yeah, sure, Par.
Nailed it. Tjörnesjöta. Go on.
They unanimously turned down a 248 million ISK grant from the government's equalization fund, the Jöfnunar Shore. That's huge money for a tiny place, like 5 million króna per person.
And they basically said no thanks. They called the grant, which was unsolicited, just spat out by some algorithm farenlect. Yep. Ridiculous. And their official reason. We live well without it. Just incredible. A moment of pure local pride, sticking it to the centralized bureaucratic machine, refusing to be just a data point needing equalization.
You love to see it. Contrast that local clarity, though, with our national approach to security.
Yeah.
Digital versus physical.
Right. So, big win on the physical side. Police busted a huge drug shipment at the Norrana Azorzeina ferry terminal in
Seisfjord, yep. Record haul, apparently. 15 kilos of ketamine, 7 kilos of cocaine, proper police work, competence, action.
So good at stopping actual smugglers. But then there's the digital realm.
Oh, the digital side. Total farce. We've got this international manuscript thief, still at large, taunting Icelandic authors via email, sending messages to people like Fortis Helgadóttir, starting with Heiski Paus, which translates politely as Heisted.
Charming. And using lovely terms like tusu, which is also not polite.
Let's just say slob is a generous translation. So we can intercept complex drug operations on ferries, but we can't stop one extremely rude manuscript thief sending abusive emails. The contrast is stark.
Which brings us neatly to the other digital faceplant, the Windows 10 apocalypse. Or, rather, the apocalypse we're collectively inviting. Microsoft officially ended support yesterday, October 14th.
Thought off. No more security updates unless you pay extra, which most won't. And the estimated number of Icelandic computers still blissfully running Windows 10.
An estimated 37%. 37%.
Staggering, isn't it? A massive, gaping cybersecurity vulnerability across the country, created entirely by collective inertia. Why upgrade when you can just not? It's the Icelandic way, apparently. Delayed compliance until disaster strikes.
Let's quickly glance at sports, where results are usually less ambiguous. Heimir Hallgrímsson finally got a win managing Ireland. Good for him.
Yep, less good for Fram's handball team, who got absolutely hammered by Porto. And Tindastóls, dominant win in basketball. So, the usual mix of triumph and despair. Predictable, at least.
Okay, so we've run through the headlines, the weather, the legal paradoxes, the diplomatic doublespeak, the local defiance, the digital denial.
It paints a picture, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that leads to the final thought, the one for you, our listener, to maybe mull over. We see it again and again in today's review. Consequences are often optional.
Yeah. For Íslandsbanki, the consequence for legal terms was administrative, not financial. For the Beijing meeting, or the Telegraph's reporting, the consequences are purely rhetorical, easily ignored or spun.
Exactly. So if the actual material price for breaking rules, bending truth, or just flat out ignoring reality is effectively zero, how do we rebuild any kind of trust in finance, in media, in diplomacy, in anything, when there's just no real downside for failure?
That's a cheerful note to end on. Look, honestly, you probably shouldn't spend too much time thinking about that question.
No. Ignorance really is bliss. We deal in uncomfortable truths here. It's kind of our thing.
So definitely don't hit that subscribe button. Why would you want this sort of thing darkening your doorstep regularly? It's counterproductive to happiness.
Unless you're one of those weirdos who actually dislikes being blissful. In which case, well, you know where to find us.
This has been Bad Things Well Said Icelandic Newsroom.
Disclaimer. The voices in this podcast were generated by AI. However, all information, facts, claims, concepts, and the script itself were prepared, editorially reviewed, and are the original work of a human author.